Hello life, such a joy to see you. This is Derik with Denver Yoga Underground. I want to share some reflection or a bit of a retake on a sentiment I commonly hear in yoga circles. Sounds something like we shouldn't judge, or this is a judgment-free space or zone. There's a lot of good health to that. There's a lot of good reasons for that. Like, who really wants to show up in an environment where everyone's criticizing you and judging you harshly? No thanks, right? So it certainly has its place, and I think it's equally important to recognize that the tendency to judge, just how ingrained that really is in the psyche. And as I say that, maybe you're like, well, that's true or that's not true. That's an example of judgment. Or the other day, I rolled up to this community garden. It's a lovely plot, lavender's still there, 5 rows of tomato bushes. In my mind, well, I think they should have actually planted 3 tomatoes because I don't like tomatoes as much. Right, that judgment. Or, oh, he's so generous, or she's so generous. It's another example of judging this other person. So it's a very thick lens through which we kind of project what occurs in making a judgment is we take our own history and values and tendencies and preferences and dislikes and then project or impose them on an outer circumstance or an outer person. Sometimes with a great deal of conviction, as though it were entirely real. Like, my perspective is the way it is. And that might be. And the downside, or the thing to be mindful or careful of, is that in that moment, we're actually not truly seeing who or what is in front of us, but rather seeing our own projection or conditioning. And we miss the opportunity to genuinely feel and connect and be with people or have deeper insight, right? A fresh and real perspective, as in what's really going on. And to develop that in yoga, we call that the cultivation of buddhi, or the cultivation of discernment, developing the ability to see subtle distinctions clearly and accurately, as opposed to impulsively reaching into my history and slapping it on current life circumstance as though it were entirely real or I was entirely right or accurate. But rather, cultivation of buddhi is slowing down enough or having deep enough vision to perceive what's truly in front of us in this present moment. Practices like meditation, asana, and so forth inherently rub off. We get the mind to slow down a little bit, to be less reactive, which is peppered with judgment as well, and to be more present to what's true. Appreciate your reflections, yogis. Look forward to sharing with you again. Peace.